Oh no, go live with the hey, we're live, people. Yeah. We're not live on Facebook though. For some reason on Facebook, it's not going live. And it's one of those things, save changes. Okay. Wow, this is fun. Okay, we got it now. All the things on. We'll just keep working on it. Hey, this is the Comedy Workshop, and we're having problems, people. My name is Keller Reeves. I'm the host on Monday nights. I'm joined by Valerie. Valerie, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Where are you from again? Where are you out of?
I'm in Seattle.
Oh, Seattle too. Okay, awesome. We're all Seattleites there, right? So Jerry's in Seattle too, right, Jerry?
Yeah, I'm down farther south in Tacoma, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Well, thanks for joining us also. I appreciate you guys. It's a lot of fun. Anybody doesn't know what the Comedy Workshop is, what it is a group of comedians. We get random topics. We try to write, material on those random topics, and then we perform them for each other. And we try and give tags. We try and be funny. We try to keep the mustard up, as some would say. We try to have some fun. Anyways, it's yeah. But another thing too is it's what is a comedy safe space. So that means that it's safe for us, the comedians, and not for you, for the audience. We do appreciate you being here, but we're going to try to be funny, and that's all the intent is. So if something comes across wrong, we probably are just insensitive to whatever you have a problem with, and we need to work on that. So just message me, and I'll fix that with my own self by ignoring the messages. Anyways, hey, you guys know the program, right? So that's all. Brooke's trying again. We have someone, Brooke. I'm going to keep looking at Brooke and talking about her people out there because she is not on the show yet. Anyways, oh man, I'm going to go first, everybody. How's that sound? Does that sound good? I got to get the energy up. Okay. I have to get.
I like
it. Yeah. So I should say who I am. That's what I should have said. Keller Reeves, of course. I'm from Chilliwack, British Columbia, right outside of Vancouver, Canada. Just about 3 hours up from Seattle, where both the other people are from. So I'll be down there in a couple weeks, guys, just so you know. Okay, so random topics. Oh, someone's saying wait. Oh, it's Brooke. She's like screaming at me through my messaging service. Wait. I guess she wants to be on it really badly, just like we do. I don't even see her. Oh my goodness. I wish I could show you people in the background how many problems we're having. Okay, I'm going to answer in a second. Let's do my topic.
Okay.
And, this is funny, actually, ironic in a lot of ways. It's psychic mediums is my topic, okay? And, yeah, I bet you didn't see that coming. That's what I'm saying. I bet you didn't see that coming. Is this topic with this many problems? Go live again. Heads up, Facebook, go lives. View on Facebook. Oh, no. That was not what's supposed to happen.
It's very dark. That's really dark.
What's going on? Everybody, can you hear me?
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I'm back, right? Is the camera?
Are you?
Holy smoke. I have no idea.
Seems like you're either zoomed in really too close or you need to back.
My camera is just readjusting for me hitting a screen that I shouldn't have hit.
Okay.
So the Facebook sent me a thing. So let me hold on. So, nope, that didn't work. Go back to the group ones. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
good. Holy shit.
That's a win. That is just a win right there.
Yeah, I need
feels
to
really good.
So, psychic mediums. That's my topic. Okay, I spent a lot of time on this one. They're all really bad jokes, but I had a lot of fun writing them because every week I change my mind and I try to write for a different way, a different style, whatever I'm feeling. So this is a week it goes material that I didn't get to perform last week, and so this is like really extra dumb because I was extra dumb last week. Okay, psychic mediums. I got a psychic medium one time. Okay, one time, and he was more of a psychic extra small, if you ask me. Wasn't much of a psychic medium at all. Yeah, He's so medium. He actually used a booster seat to read his crystal ball. It was kind of cute. His legs were dangling. His hands were on the thing. It was like really big. It was a little bit tough. My psychic medium was so medium that when he went to a Starbucks, he was called Psychic Grande. That's wow. I worked on these a week ago. My psychic medium was a basic bitch, basically. That's what I'm telling you, for the occult. All right. Yeah, it turns out my psychic medium was a bit lukewarm. Let's just keep doing the same joke over there. But I wanted a psychic boiling hot, basically. Okay, this one is really dumb, which I'm going to say anyways. My psychic medium, yeah, he could dress, that guy. He could really dress. He put the chic in psychic, which is on paper a really good joke. Okay, if you know to spell psychic and chic. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's excitement. The excitement, Brooke. Yeah.
Amazing.
Sorry for the delay here, people.
Oh, no worries. I'm sorry. I don't really know what happened, but better late than never. So hi.
Hey, give me a second. Let me finish my psychic medium stuff, okay? I'm almost done. At best, my psychic medium was 5 out of 10. Should be called a psychic mediocre, more than that, but yeah. Okay, you only need half the psychic power to speak to a ghost. You guys didn't know that. That's why they call it a medium. Yeah, this is the best part because I get to be really bad and everybody else gets to be better than me. That's the way it works. This is true. I looked it up. Psychical is another like a way to say psychic medium. Okay, yeah. So is kook. If you pronounce psychic in a southern accent, it sounds like sidekick, like a sidekick. Anyway, that's what I figured out. Which is essentially what being able to speak to a ghost is having a sidekick. So I'm gonna make a pitch right now for a cartoon for a kids show. Okay, this is the pitch I have for you guys. It's called my psychedelic sidekick. Okay, that's what it is. And it basically it starts, the very first episode starts from space and like zooms right in on this Go Fish table. Okay, in this tree fort. And there's like a little Willie sitting there and he's playing like Go Fish with his buddies. And there's this psychic medium hanging around behind them, just ratting out on his buddies' cards. That's pretty much the idea I had. So there was, yeah. Anyways, that's really what I had for you guys. It was a little bit tough today. I bet you didn't see that coming, basically. Thank you so much, everybody. Now, give me the meanness. I need to hear this. Valerie, how are you? Tell me what you hated about that.
I didn't hate anything about that. I love the chaos and the
It's chaos.
Even though part of the chaos was circumstances. Your camera going out mid. Oh, you should have done something with that.
Yeah.
The ghosts are calling me. I don't think there's harm in making the same joke 10 times because it's like a lame but funny joke, and psychic mediums are.
Yeah.
I really like that one. I would watch that Cartoon Network. Was it Cartoon Network? Was it Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I didn't decide. I was really debating on that.
Pitch it to both. See who takes it.
Yeah. Netflix.
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing really constructive, to be honest. I'm sorry, but
it's okay.
Didn't see that coming.
I always try. If you don't know me, I always try to take a different angle that maybe sometimes pathetic and try goofy. So, anyways, thank you for that, Valerie. Appreciate it. How about you, Jerry? What do you think? Give me the hate. Give me the hate.
I don't think that you approached it like you would maybe want to use the material for your act. So it was just kind of fun to listen to it. To me, it was just fun to listen to because you just kept going and beating it. And so that's a good way to practice stuff. I mean, if you want to just work on your writing skills, that was really good. I mean, there's a lot of things in there that had potential had you kicked open the door a little bit more. But, I'm no critic. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at what you're knowing you from before. However, people always say, you should go to the setup would be, my dad just died. The people always say, if there's some things that you left unsaid, you should go to a psychic and they will connect you to that person. You can say whatever you want to them. And the after, so I went to the psychic and they called up my dad and I just said, hey, you know where my keys are? Or something really like a question that you wouldn't go through all that trouble to get to it. I mean, there's obviously the the idea of doing something mean, saying something mean to that person but that to me is easy. So, but something that would be unexpected to go through the trouble.
Yeah.
The other one was I've been planning for my future, and a friend of mine said, "Oh, if you're worried about the future, you should go see a psychic." I'm like, I think I'm just going to go see a financial planner. I'm going to go with that. I got a guy, who's got a master's. I'm going to talk to him about the future, and not necessarily somebody sitting on Venice Beach with a table, and a dog with a thing around its neck to be cool, make you want to leave him a tip. But I don't have a lot of. So when we get to the part where I do my topic, you'll feel really good about yours. Okay. But I thought it was, as you always are, it was very entertaining. Very entertaining.
Yeah, I try to just have fun with it. I'll probably never use any of that, but it's like it was actually just kind of fun to get it out, and like you said, you can do and things like that. So that's why I like to do the process. Brooke, thank you.
It was not uncomfortable.
Okay, good. I felt
Thank you guys for your patience. I don't know. I guess I was using the wrong link. I don't know. Because the one you sent me, Valerie, is the one that it worked right away once I used that link.
Oh, Valerie on top of it. Way to go. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why that didn't go through.
Yeah, the original link wouldn't work, but the one Valerie used, which I don't know, maybe some special.
It looked the same, but
it looks the same.
Weird.
Weird, because that's the one I hit, I think. No, I actually went through SteamYard the back way of what the host would do. So maybe that was the problem. So, well, thanks for showing up, Brooke. I appreciate it. It's always entertaining when you're around, So first off, how did you think of my set? Then we'll ask you about yourself. How's that sound?
Well, I just got the end of it, but I mean, I love all that stuff. I think that there's so many great ways that you can take that into something else. And it might have been nice to find a way to relate it to yourself. Like, I don't know what kind of psychic you would be or what practice you would like to have, or because I do a bit where I say, I do know a thing or two. I don't claim to be a new aged witch or anything, but I know a thing or two about astrology and veganism, because who doesn't want to feel entitled? So something about like that could be cool, but I mean, I loved it, what you had. It was just hard because it was just, I feel like the last little.
Yeah. No worries. I pretty much was just making fun of my psychic being not very good, being middle range. That's kind of what it was. Jerry said, I just beat a dead horse. Valerie said, just was like the same joke over and over again, but it made me laugh. So I always make myself laugh more than anything else. Sometimes it just feels better, I don't care how you feel. I want to feel good. So, anyways, about Brooke, where are you from and everything? Like, we didn't get a chance to ask that.
I'm originally from New York City. I moved back to America a few months ago from Vietnam. I had been living there for 2 years. And, I've had my first White Claw, went back to Trader Joe's. So I've officially fully integrated back into America.
Yeah.
And I'm in LA now.
Oh, nice.
I'm dog sitting.
Oh, a couple dogs. Wow.
And kind of dog training. So I might need to run up at some point if I have to, but I think I'll be okay.
Yeah. My dogs do a lot of sitting, actually. Ooh, keep the bad jokes going, Kelly. That's what you have to do, right? Yeah. Okay, so I want to thank you guys for listening to that. I appreciate your input. It was a lot of fun. So let's move on to our next comedian. And Valerie, everybody are going to do a big intro, okay? Because just so you know, this son of a bitch named Dan Brennan fucking gave me, he talked about me and said I didn't do very good intros. So now I'm entitled now. I have to do good intros. So this next comedian, I've seen her on the workshop a bunch of times. Actually, I always find everything funny out of her. So, you're going to love her. I'm going to love her. I didn't know why I said that. So the intro went sideways already. Look at that, Dan Brennan, you bastard. Okay. Valerie, welcome to the show. What's your topic?
I'm
sorry. Round of applause, everybody. Let's give her a round of applause. I'm sorry. I had to.
Oh, I scared the dog.
Oh, no.
Off my game.
My topic is rubber band ball. which surprisingly is a mouthful to say. I didn't know that would happen when I had to say it out loud. I don't understand why anyone would ever buy a rubber band ball, because I seem to always have too many rubber bands. Like, they just give them at me at the grocery store, and then I guess you're supposed to make your own, but what's the middle of a rubber band ball? I don't understand. I've been told maybe there's a rubber ball, or there's ways to is it still bounce, or there's a bunch of tutorials to start a rubber band ball, but I don't think I have the patience. So I literally just have this is my rubber band cup. That's how I do it. And you're lucky, because usually it's overflowing. So I started throwing away rubber bands because I have the patience to make a rubber band ball. And then this is just going to be incredibly silly. So I'll apologize for this next bit. 100 rubber bands on the ball, 100 rubber bands. I took one off to close a curtain. 99 rubber bands on a ball, 99 rubber bands on a ball, 99 rubber bands. I took one off to keep a stack of cards together, but I'm still missing the 3 of clubs. 98 rubber bands on a ball. Okay. 98 rubber bands on a ball, 98 rubber bands. I took one off to keep all my blue pencils together. I don't care about the red pencils. 97 rubber bands on a ball, 97 rubber bands on a ball, 97 rubber bands. I took one off and put it in my pocket, and now it'll be there forever. 96 rubber bands on a ball, 96 rubber bands on a ball, 96 rubber bands. I took one off to turn my jeans into stretchy jeans because I ate too much food. 95 rubber bands on a ball. 90, this is going to keep going. 95 rubber bands in a ball. 95 rubber bands. I took one off to tie up my finger so there's no blood left. You know, when you do that to your finger and it's all blue and it hurts. 94 rubber bands on your ball. Whoa. Rubber bands on the ball. 94 rubber bands on the ball. 94 rubber bands. I took one off to tie up my hair, which is the worst idea ever, because then your hair sticks to it and it really hurts. 93 rubber bands on the ball. 93 rubber bands on the ball. 93 rubber bands. I took one off to shoot in your face. 92 rubber bands on the ball. 92 rubber bands on the ball. 92 rubber bands. I took off to make a rubber band guitar, and that's what I'm going to play right now. And it's not sounding great whatsoever because it's really hard to do. But 88 rubber bands on the ball. 88 rubber bands on the ball. I don't even know if you can hear that monstrosity. 88 rubber bands. I took one off to tie-dye a shirt because I'm reliving the 90s. 87 rubber bands on the ball. 87 rubber bands on the ball. I took one off to make a rubber band gun because obviously that's the cool one. I'm not going to try and do it here. I took one off to use as a jar grip because despite being a strong, independent woman, I still need help opening jars. I'm just going to read the rest of these because I'm sick of saying them. I took one off to keep an apple fresh because apparently that's a rubber band life hack all over the internet, because I was Googling rubber band life hacks, obviously, as research. So you cut up an apple and then put it back together and put a rubber band around it. Why? I took some out to give to a bunch of kids to do crafts, and now they're just hurting each other, and there's rubber bands all over the place. I took one off to keep my bag of chips fresh, but who am I kidding? I ate the whole bag of chips. I don't need to keep it fresh. And whatever's left, I made into a weird rubber band necklace, and that's what I did with rubber band ball. And I can't say that word clearly. Thank you.
Yay! What do you think, Jerry?
Wow, I've never had anybody write a song about their topic before. That was really quite impressive. Really makes me want to just call in sick for my portion. I just like that you gave it so much thought. I mean, you should be proud of the fact that you gave it such a wild effort. I don't have any jokes for you, but I think that my first thought was that stores do sell rubber band balls, but that clearly is a one-time purchase. You're not gonna, oh, my rubber band ball, it's gone. Can't believe I used that thing up. I totally misjudged my rubber band usage for my life. I thought this thing is gonna hold me over, but 3 months. Those things were just, and they kept breaking. I broke one. I had like a whole ball. You know, I'm like, well, so what? Normally, if you break a rubber band or a shoestring, you're bummed because you don't have an extra one. I broke this rubber band, and there was like a whole ball left, but I just didn't pay attention, and my stock deteriorated. Now I got to go get another ball. But like, so it's a one-time purchase, definitely. You know, the rubber band ball. And then I thought, then I have a joke for you, but it did lead to an interesting premise, which there are very few one-time purchases left in our lives. So that's something to think about for a joke maybe later. I don't have that joke. If I did, we'd be laughing now, but we're not. So great job, Valerie. It's nice to meet you and to hear your mind come to life.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Brooke, what'd you think of Valerie?
I loved it. I loved the creativity. I loved how much thought you put into it. Bringing out that rubber band guitar was amazing. I thought, and it was funny because I would be like, she should say this. And then you'd say it. And I was like, she got it. Like, that's awesome. And then, but one thing is, I think, you know, sometimes at the end of a joke, it's really powerful to put a shock factor. So maybe the last thing you say, you use a rubber band for something that's just like so outlandish, or something like something that really separates it from the rest. Just could be an alternative way to end the song and make it feel a little bit more like it's come to an end. Because you don't actually want to do 100, right? Like that. By the end, you're like, I need my rubber band.
I did 5, and I'm like, I'm really sick of this.
Right,
Why did I do this?
But yeah, it was great.
Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, I loved it too. Actually, I thought it was hilarious. Actually, the whole premise of going the 99 bottles of beer way, I thought it was pretty funny. I like all your creative ways. Go ahead.
Depending on how much gumption you have, I would propose, and I would come to sit through it. I would propose that you do a set somewhere and do all 100, because that would be very Andy Kaufman-like, you know, because the joke would start and we're going to laugh at the first 5 no matter what. And then we're going to continue laughing as you get down to number 10.
Yeah.
Number 12, 13, 14, we're kind of like, what's she doing? You get into 2021, there's going to be discussion. At 40, they'll be like, this is insane. She's going to go the whole way. At 60, people might be screaming at you. But when you get to 70, they're going to root for you to finish that song. It will be epic.
It would be.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, Keller. I just wanted to get that out.
It had to be said.
I've never done it live, but I have a version of 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. That's like 50 Ways to Leave Your Fandom. That I also like wrote 54.
Love that.
So this is becoming a theme. Do I always do this? I never noticed. Anyway, I'll come up with 100 ways.
I agree with that. Actually, I do like how you went through like you took 20 for the guitar or whatever it was. I took or 10 for the guitar. You can actually combine them on combos. I used 14 for whatever it was. Right. I had one for you. Was because I did this to my cat all the time. Like I took one off and flicked it at my cat because he jumped up by the vase or whatever you want to say, TV stand. I used to do that. Chase my cat away for that thing. That was a big rubber band thing. You can even go and poke a kid's eye out or something like that, or shot a kid's eye out. Who knows? But yeah, no, it was great. There's not much to add to it because it was so good. I liked it. But I do agree. I actually said that. Am I freezing up? Maybe. I agree with Jerry that I would do the 100 there. The 100 would be hilarious. I think, yeah. Jim Muzak has some stuff here. I forgot about it. Jim Muzak, our super fan. Rubber band balls, isn't that the temperature thing? When it's hot, they stretch low, but when it's cold, they try to come inside. I guess that's a testicle joke. He said, good set, Valerie. That's a good one, too. So,
thanks, Jim.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, there we go. But yeah, sorry, Jerry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you going to say something else?
No, that's okay. I think you will make a name for yourself if you do that. You know, saying. People are like, oh, that was awesome. Because most people don't have the guts to do stuff like that. You know, at home by themselves in their house, of course they do. But out in front of a crowd, you know, I think it would just be be great. I think it would just be fantastic.
Yeah. It'd be like a one-woman show, Just get up there and do it.
Yeah.
Because it'd be longer than 15 minutes probably, wouldn't it?
Probably. It would take a really long time.
Yeah. Because you gave us 5 minutes
So
of like
great.
20 there, right? So as you kept going,
great.
you're talking about 45 minutes probably.
That'd be
So
so great.
it would be good. It would be funny. I'd like to see you open for somebody doing that. Just opening for some other big comedian where you're going through all those numbers and them just get madder and madder at you because it's like,
bring on
I just-
the act.
yeah. Like
I just
bands
had
do that
2
all the time.
shows cancel.
Oh,
I just had 2 shows cancel here. One in Puyallup and one in Bremerton. That I would have loved to have that as the opening. That would have been so great.
Yeah, that would be good, eh? And you have sheet music out front too, so you can just switch it all the time. That would be funny, Valerie. Yeah, I think you're onto something there. So I think we should give another round of applause for Valerie, everybody. Way to go, Valerie. Good job. Way to go.
Thank you.
Got some good input. That's what I like about the show, the good input we have to give each other. Okay, our next comedian is lived all over the world, traveled all over the world, knows many of people all over the world, and put your hands together for the lovely and the talented, the fantastically skin-shaved head, Jerry Minor, everybody. Yeah.
That's me. So I was thinking about cult movies and how they don't really hold true anymore. Because back when a cult movie became a cult movie is because we didn't have access to all the entertainment we have now. Back then, someone made a movie, it was bad, and it sat on a shelf, right? Nobody knew about it. And then I always just run it at midnight, see if anybody comes, right? And people started showing up because they didn't have anything to do, right? So they would go out, and so that's how a movie became a cult movie. Nothing funny there. I'm just saying that's where we're at. So now cult movies have been more about incredible adoration of a small group of people. So a movie could be well received, like say The Big Lebowski, but there's a core group of people that just love The Big Lebowski, and so they go and it becomes a cult movie. So I was thinking about when I was a kid, the movies that were cult movies was Kung Fu Theater. That was the really bad martial arts movies from Japan or China that would make its way over to the mainland here, and because they were called, because the dubbing was so bad, the English dubbing in for the actors was really bad, and those became sort of cult classics. And it made me think about action movies, how even since the 60s up to now, the one thing that hasn't changed in action movies is how a group of bad guys fight the hero. In every action movie, the hero's got to fight like 10 bad guys at once, and he always wins, right? It's like, what are they teaching at bad guy school? All right, guys, listen, we've gone through henchmen, we've gone through weapons, we've gone through sneers. I don't know what else is left. Maybe. And then someone asks the question, what if you got to fight one guy? I don't know. Go at him one at a time and wait till the guy before you loses, then you go at him, right? It's like every single time. They never think to rush 10 guys at the guy and just jump on him, but it's always one guy and the hero always wins. So I was thinking about movies and how movie people are really consumed with credit. They love credit is so important to movie people. And I can understand, like, the actors, you want to know the director, the producer, okay. But the electrician, really? 10 minutes of names going by at the end of the movie. 10 minutes. I don't want to read, right? But like the electrician, it's the caterer, it's the drivers. Has anybody ever said, Rise of Skywalker was about as safe of a movie because of the drivers? That's why I watch that movie. No, nobody cares about the caterer. The people from Cruella were really well fed. It just seemed like those people looked happier because whoever was doing that food there, that person must have been doing the food for some other movie. That's all I'm saying. So they care about the credits, and they always try to slip things into credits because they don't think you're going to read them. Stuff like no animals were harmed during the filming of this movie. That to me, and it's very particular wording, No animals were harmed during the film. Like they're getting ready for a lawsuit, just in case. No animal during the filming. No, at the wrap party, we killed a horse. It was crazy, but that was not during the filming of the movie. Just so you know, right? Anyways, so that's all I have. That started. That was supposed to be about cult classics, which I had nothing. Not movies. Okay.
That was great, Jerry. That's good. That looked good. Brooke, let's go with you first.
Well, I mean, I think the main thing, you got me at Cruella de Vil or like 101 Dalmatians. I love when I hear something that brings me to my childhood or something that was kind of a big part of my life. So love that. I thought I didn't even mind that it was kind of didn't talk too much about your word. I thought it was like a nice fluid story, kind of. It didn't feel like here's one joke, here's another. It was like your storytelling was fluid, and I like that. Yeah, I don't really have much feedback. I guess maybe just like mention more Disney movies because I love.
There wasn't much.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks, Brooke.
There wasn't much there, so thank you, Brooke.
Yeah. I actually really liked it, Jerry. I do like how you go on, like you said, the storytelling almost the way you actually intersect your jokes much better than anybody I've seen, at least on the workshop anyways. But it's been really good, a good experience seeing that. I wrote down my comedy's like a cult movie. Most people don't know about it, and the few that do love it. So anyways, I don't know why I wrote that down, but it made me laugh. So, but yeah, I loved your premise, like the bad guys one at a time. That whole thing was hilarious to me. So it's really, and it is true. A lot of the cult classics are those movies. They're always like one guy fighting off an army of people.
Yeah.
Like I've been recently watching these movies on Netflix. Like the same thing, just fighting and fighting and fighting. One guy can take out that many people. At least there must be another guy at one point that takes throughout all those people and intersects each other. Like fuck. No, I'm just saying like the heroes must intersect at some point and fight each other. They can't just kill armies and not be known by somebody else. It's like they got to meet their match at some point. They don't. That's the funny thing.
Right. I just like the idea of bad guy school.
Yeah, I like that too. The henchmen. They got a class to fight through. Yeah, it's a good premise. It's good. So I can't wait to see how that ever goes. Anything for you? The Cruella joke too was good.
Me too.
That was, that Cruella joke was good too because it was how'd you say it? I don't see those people that they don't look hungry towards the manner of that. It was really funny to me. You had me laughing out loud. So way to go. So,
right.
Yeah, Valerie, what do you think?
That's important.
Yeah. Same. I'm personally a big fan of like storytelling comedy, so that worked really well. Feeding off nostalgia always works well. Bad Guy School is a good premise. One thing I wrote down was when you were talking about how like no animals were harmed, I just imagined people being like, but I saw an actor swat at a bee during that movie, so for sure that animals were harmed. Or like something, how can they guarantee that? Did they like not step on the ground and hurt a worm at all? How, I don't know. Go ahead. The other
go ahead. I'm just
tidbit of information. End credits exist so that parents can name their kids, so they can come up with like names. And I only know this because I was named after, like, true story. Like I forgot what movie it was, but someone in the end credits. I guess like there's a thing about like what would make a good cult movie right now. If you think about what the old cult movies were, or like people show up and like throw spoons at the movie screen, like what type of movie would you need to get to have that happen? And then just to let you know, if you don't know any cult classics, Vampire's Kiss and The Room are things you should go watch. Just FYI.
See, I love Vampire's Kiss. You talking about Nicolas Cage, Vampire's Kiss?
Yeah. I don't know if it's a cult
That's a great
classic.
movie.
I hope it is, because it should be. See, and animals were hurt during that one.
It's that thing where they were. where people dress up like the characters and then they go to the theater and they say the lines.
Mhm.
It's all from Rocky Horror. That was the big thing.
Yeah.
Everybody, that was the thing. And if you went for the first time, you really felt like, what in the world is going on here? You know, how do these people have seen this movie so many times that
Why are
they
they
know the
dancing?
words and they can dress up like the characters? Yeah, it's very so. But like Roadhouse is a cult classic. It's about a traveling bouncer, Patrick Swayze, who goes from town to town, and he has his medical file with him. You know, he goes to the ER and he's got to give his file to the doctor. Well, I mean, come on, that is hilarious, right? But yeah, now we have so much ability to get to everything. There's no way anything could be quiet. I mean, if you want to dress like the same, people want to dress the same and say the same things and wear the same stuff and, you know, do the same things. That's like being at the mall now, right? That's what the kids do. They all dress the same and say the same stuff. So it's not really a cult classic. It's the Gap. But yeah, okay, I'm done. Keller.
No worries. You got me howling because I got kind of small, like minorly. I did a comedy show out here. We didn't have a lot of comedians, so I had to fill time as the open mic host and go through. So I just ended up talking about Roadhouse between every intersection of comedians, and like half the bar knew about Roadhouse and half the bar didn't. The half that did know about it were howling, laughing, falling on their chair. Then everybody else was mad at me the rest of the night,
Okay.
just like because I didn't get it right. But it was like, yeah, I love Roadhouse and all those classics like that. So yeah,
Here's my
go ahead.
My weekly show business story for you. I had one last week. This is my new one for you. So
Okay.
I did this HBO special, okay? And all these A-list celebrities came to the premiere because my friend was being in a movie with Rob Reiner. So it was literally like, you know, Kevin Bacon and Bruce Willis and Demi Moore and Tom Cruise and all these people are at this screening for this stupid HBO special. But sitting in front of me is Sam Elliott, who I absolutely love. I love this guy, you know? And so my wife is like, shut up, don't say anything. And the whole time I just kept going, thanks for the beer, mijo, right? The whole time. I just couldn't stop doing his own voice to him until finally he turns around and he goes, that's a pretty good mijo. And we laughed for that for like 10 minutes. It was so funny. But anyways, that's my little show business story for this week.
That's the greatest story I've ever heard today. That was awesome. Sam Elliott's like,
well,
awesome.
It's a long day. But
We always talk
yeah,
about that's
he
like
is the
the
best.
focus. The focus of that movie when I talk about it is Sam Elliott and how cool he is. Just shows up to be the buddy. I don't want to ruin anybody's night, but yeah, I can go on about it. So sorry about that, guys. I guess you're pretty bored about that. That was like two husbands talking in a bar and ignoring their wives. I'm sorry about that, everybody. But we enjoyed it. Here's something so Jim, sorry, for Jerry. He gave me the hand clap. He also said, "Good set, Jerry." That's he said something here, but I'm not going to read it.
Jim. I don't know Jim.
Because there's a bit of a Jim shows and watches all the time, so he's always on here yapping away. So
good.
Thank you, Jim, for participating. But yeah, that was awesome. Another round of applause for Jerry, everybody. I think he did a good job. You know?
That was great.
Yeah. Okay, our next comedian. Okay, got to focus on a better intro here. This is pathetic of me. Okay, this next comedian's been on The Tonight Show. She's been on all sorts of, HBO specials. She's been on, Friends. She guest hosts Friends one time. I don't know what that means. But put your hands together for Brooke Lynn, everybody.
I mean, maybe in the future, all that sounds great.
Yeah.
So my
if
word
I don't
was
know, I lie.
my word was potpourri. And it made me think about how fucked up the English language is, because the word potpourri is spelled pot-pourri, and also there are 3 different types of there, and the stupidest word in the English language is men. Like, I went on a date last week with a man. Well, it was more like a boy, but which is an even more confusing word in the English language. And he said to me, "My biggest red flag is if someone is into astrology." Did Mercury ever murder anybody? Like, I'm pretty sure that your ruling planet is Uranus. I replied with, that sounds like something a Taurus would say. So then, like, if I want to expand on that bit, I would talk more about boys, but then this is another one about potpourri is have you ever farted so badly that you could be in a room full of lavender potpourri and a bath surrounded by candles and still want to kill yourself? Have you ever done that at a crowded college frat party? Yeah, it's not fun. This happened to me. I couldn't even tell you how my fart sounded from the loud blasting Katy Perry music, the one that got away. I will tell you, once that one got away, I felt like Moses, the way the crowds parted. It was like they were making room for me to break dance, but the only thing moving was my ass cheeks. And people were like, "No, let's get out of here," which is just how I sound when I open up my Tinder messages. It's been hard for me to find someone on Tinder who doesn't look like they've regretted most of their life choices. And when I've said this to people, the response has been pretty similar. Ma'am, this is a potpourri shop. You can buy that lavender or get out. And have you ever wanted to make someone aware of something? You didn't have the guts to tell them. You're trying to do something else to make them realize it, you know? Like you buy someone potpourri whose house smells, or you want people to really see your worth, so you sleep with them. And that's what I have about potpourri.
Yeah, potpourri, Brooklyn, everybody, round of applause. Okay, that was probably a tough subject. I don't know how I'd take that myself, honestly. So the way you went was, yeah. I do like the when you're talking about the fart, and I did think that a funny line would be the fart made you twerk for the first time. You couldn't help it. I just think that'd be kind of ridiculous in a way.
Great.
Because you set that up in my mind, sort of thing. The other stuff I was following, but it was good. It was a good effort. So good try. So yeah, but I do like some of the premises you had there. It was pretty funny. So
Yeah.
Valerie, what do you think?
No, I liked it. All good premises. Potpourri is like a really weird word, a weird thing to exist as well. You can get a little bit more weird about English words that are weird. Laugh comes to mind. I don't understand why that's a thing. Before going into the rest of that. Set. Oh, I don't know. I didn't see the men laughing, but I laughed.
I wrote potpourri down wrong, by the way. I wanted to say that. I forgot to say that. When you spelt out potpourri, I was like, I had no idea how that was spelled. I wrote it down entirely wrong. So thanks for spelling it. Totally. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, Valerie. I couldn't.
That's okay. The other thing I was going to say is like I live next to frats, and they still play Katy Perry from like the 2000s era, and it's really bizarre. Other than that, I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Jerry, what do you think?
Hey, Brooklyn, I'm really sorry. I guess I couldn't hear. It just kept breaking up. So the only part I really caught was the part where the guy said, a red flag for me is someone who, I think you said, believes in astrology or something like that, which I laughed out loud. I thought that was very funny. I don't know why. It just made me laugh. But perhaps you might be able to turn that into some sort of self-deprecation where you could say to yourself at some point, and for me, I got to figure out why I decided to go on a date with somebody who would use the term red flag. Like what? Like who would? Like most people don't even say that. Like a red flag out loud. It's like not. It's like something from a book or something. I don't even know why, but it just made me laugh that you would choose. What was there anything else about this person besides flag that maybe caused you to? You know, it's just one day. He did say red flag, and he does. You know, I don't know. I don't even know what the joke is.
Yeah, I could go a lot.
See, I'm getting
more
nothing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Brooklyn. I missed the stuff about the. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. No worries.
Am I breaking up? Am I breaking up?
A little bit. No, for me, not too bad.
Yeah, you're breaking up for me quite a bit too. So.
Right.
I didn't know if it was me.
Keller, am I breaking up?
Me. Yeah, you're breaking up. Yeah.
Okay. Well, shoot.
Yeah, it's okay. We can work through it. If you when you get to your set, if you want to just hit your camera off, that actually works better sometimes. If you want to go through that part. Yeah. No, it was it's pretty good. Jim has some stuff for you. He says good set, Brooke. He also gives you a tag. If you break traditional
go through what process?
Was that?
Wait, if you break traditional thermometer and drink
Mercury will kill you, but you'll never have a fever again, he says. That's the joke.
I like that.
Yeah, he wrote down, I didn't laugh at potpourri, but I did guffaw. Yeah. So, Jerry, this guy here says he can hear you loud and clear. Spider-Man 4 cause. So, yeah, this happens sometimes when you're communicating over line. That's why live shows are sometimes better. I see my own mouth reacting behind my words. So I don't know if you guys can notice that at all. No?
Yeah, sometimes more so than others. Yeah. There's definitely a little bit of a lag, I think.
Oh, we lost Jerry. Here he is again.
Close up, and I just felt scared for a second.
There you go. There you go, Jerry. How's that?
Now I can hear you guys. You guys are great. Can you do it all over again, Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries. It actually happens a lot. It's weird. Like just by resetting it, it goes back. So okay. I don't know what's going on. So, but yeah, no, I think we can give a round of applause for Brooklyn. Yeah. That was very good. Way to go. Yeah. So good job. Okay, we'll keep up the same circle, but we'll skip Jerry because he's after Valerie. This is the round where we get to our own material. We'll get to the same format, everything else. You guys understand it out there watching in movie land, wherever you are. Okay, so I'm going to go first again. So let's do an intro for this. This next comedian is probably my favorite comedian. He's he's the greatest comedian that's ever walked the earth. Please put your hands together for Keller Reeves, everybody. That's me. That's me. Yeah. Come on. Oh, look at the stillness of this. Okay. Well, then I'm not going to try then from now on. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Here's a true story. Well, how about this? I'm about to go down the States from Canada. That's where I live, Canada. I'm going down the States, and we're concerned about the COVID checks and getting everything else, and and the parameters going over the border, which isn't a big deal. But I started thinking, like, I wonder how many of my friends have had like more STD tests than COVID tests. That's what I started thinking about, and I think it's like overwhelming in a lot of ways. And me, I have 2 COVID tests in my life. I'm 0 for 2. I'm batting 1,000. And I also am batting 1,000 for 1 STD test I got when I was younger. And it doesn't make sense because I'm coming down the States for my 30th anniversary with my wife. That's what I'm coming down the States for. So why would I have an STD test? Well, I'll tell you why, okay? Because I was paranoid. That's why my mother is a germaphobe, and I'm a bit of a germaphobe myself. And I was playing football when I was 22. And I was playing football, and I hit this guy really, really hard, like tremendously hard. We were on a kickoff. I came across his face. I hit him my forearm. My forearm was like numb. I got a stinger. I just remember going like, oh, that hurt, and it just, I looked down, I had blood, a cut on my arm, like all this blood on me. I was like, oh my God. So I come off the field and like, it hurts. And so I took my helm off and I went to go like, suck my arm because that's why I usually stop cuts. It's just a thing I do. It's you suck on. And I sucked on and I realized, yeah, it wasn't my blood. It was somebody else's blood. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even have a cut. I just sucked up somebody else's blood all over my arm. It was a lot of blood. It wasn't a little bit. I wouldn't have it wasn't a smear. It was like a gob of blood that I got. How did I get that through a football helmet? Like, I don't understand that. He just spit it out of his nose, but I had it. So I got paranoid and I went and got a test about 3 weeks later because that's what I had to do. So 0 for 1, no AIDS. That's the thing. I wanted to make sure I didn't have AIDS. Okay.
That's good.
Waving at farmers. That's a joke I wrote down. I live in a very big farming community. I just drive by and I wave at farmers all the time. They're like the thing about like farming towns is that they mean mug you when you drive by them. When you got kind of a newer car, they're mean mugging you. So if you just like wave at them, they can't help it. Farmers have like this. It's something in their genes where they just have to wave back. They're like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, they used to have to go like this to you, and then you're all good. That's the way it works with farmers. As long as you wave, doesn't matter what you're doing. Okay, that may go somewhere someday, but it's something I just wrote down. You see this? Here's a lesson I just learned. I learned a little while ago, Jerry. You guys see what this is? This is a figure eight. This old guy told me once that if you do this figure eight, you'll never spill your drink while you're driving. That's what he told me. Okay, so he told me just to do this, and you never spill your drink. Because if you hit a bump, it'd be like this, right? And yeah. Never spill your drink. What do I want to say? Oh, yeah. I guess, I never drove drunk, so I never got to test it. That's what I wanted to say. I forgot where this was going. I remember now. Okay, so like I never tested this before, but I have walked through like a kid's, like a 5-year-old girl's birthday party, and you definitely have to do this the whole time so you don't spill your drink. It's like a thing you have to do, just weaving through these little girls. They don't look. They just run into you all the time, and it works, right? Yeah. Another thing this guy told me, too, if you drive home, if you put your thumbs on 10 and 2, 10 and 2, and close one eye and put your thumbs on the line, that you'll never crash your car because you'll stay in between the lines. And coincidentally, 2 to 10 is how many years you'll probably stay in jail for hitting a parked car. That's what. Anyways, yeah. These are new stuff I'm trying out, people. I know they're not the greatest, but I'm trying. Okay, here. No, I'm not going to do that joke at all. Waving at farmers. I got that joke. Let me think. Okay, how about this one? You may have seen this one from some of you guys. I learned recently that, I found out I was a colonist, the worst kind of white person, but a colonist that came over to the States in the 1620s. And I learned because I was researching what did my forefathers sound like. And they said that people came from England over here to the States. They didn't have an English accent the way we know it now. It's changed. But the original English accent was more like the Boston accent. It was very similar to Boston accents. And I really think that, Hollywood really missed out making all those, those Roman movies in English accents. They should have done it in Boston accents. Okay, and I'll give an example right now. Okay, here's an example. Okay, I am Spartacus, kid. I'm a wicked tough gladiator. Hey, Crixus, you're a wicked tough gladiator. I'm a wicked tough gladiator. Let's make a gladiator army and take on Rome. What do you say? I know I'm Thracian. I know you're a Gaul. Let's just figure this out and just fix it up. We're wicked tough gladiator. Okay, that's really my Boston accent. That's probably the worst thing. But I'd like to try that because it makes me laugh again. Yeah, that's everything I wrote down that I want to tell right now. So thank you guys very much. Round of applause for me.
Yeah.
It was dumb stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Valerie, what do you think?
I love the dumb stuff.
Yeah, I like dumb stuff too.
I wrote down from your first story, I guess that's like how you got a taste for blood or how you turn into a vampire or something like that.
Yeah.
Something dark to go
Oh,
there.
I didn't even think about that. Oh my God.
I guess
if
you're moving your drink like this while driving, that's how you don't spill your drink, but you'll get into a car crash. But you kind of did something similar after in the second one. For the second one, though, if you're with one eye, you lose your depth of vision. So I guess maybe you're like running red lights or miss a stop sign. I don't know. That's kind of lame. There's probably a funnier way. You don't crash your car, but no, I don't know.
Yeah, I've tried it sober with the thumbs, but it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. He had some weird theories. So
I feel like you're concentrating on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And then it kind of makes sense that because Irish and Bostonian is sounds similar sometimes. I thought the example you were going to do is this is Sparta or something. I can't do it, but anyway, I thought that was very funny
too. I've been struggling finding what people would recognize, and the Sparta one just too easy. I don't want to, so I went with Spartacus because it's a cult following, as Jerry would like to think.
I guess you could do the thing where how when actors do a Bostonian accent, this is not a real thing. I think this was an SNL sketch. They're like, okay, I gotta park my car. The thing they say in their head before they actually do an accent in their real thing. So maybe there's a way to weave that in of accidentally that making it to the cut in a Roman movie, but there's no cars. Anyway. That's all I had.
Oh, thank you. That's great. I appreciate that. Yeah, Brooke, what do you think?
I thought it was great. Wait, let me take my. I love when you said walking through kids' party, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I thought it would be great to expand on different accents in different places out of context. You know, I think that could be really funny. Imagining a person. Yeah, you get the idea. Just like saying an accent that you really wouldn't expect, and a dialogue that would be really funny. Like if they were like, "Yo, bro, you got a problem? Or do you want to get coffee and talk about it later?" Like, if you like act the way that, like, instead of in a Roman movie, they act also like a Bostoner would.
Yeah.
Or so I think there's a lot of fun to be had there. But I thought it was great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I tried it a couple times on stage. It's going kind of. It's good sometimes and bad sometimes. It's just weird, kind of. Maybe I don't get across the audience the way I want to sometimes, but I'm still having fun saying it. So, yeah. But thank you for that input. Yeah. Jerry, what do you think?
Oh, it was fantastic. I love you did a version of your family roots from the 1600s in a previous show. You did other jokes, so I like that. It's really full. But maybe just think of some of the normal things that we would say, and then just practice those. Like Valerie was talking about, park the car, maybe pack the chariot. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you pack the chariot. You pack the chariot over here. You know, where's the chariot? Like, or something like that. You know, a few really easy sentences or things that we do that obviously they wouldn't say, but it doesn't matter because it would tie into what Brooklyn was saying, just about, it's the fish out of water. So it's the Boston accent in where it shouldn't be, but now it is. And then you got freedom to do whatever you want. I love the idea. I love the idea of waving at farmers. I always wave at farmers, and I never really thought about it because they always wave back, but they're not waving back. They're trying to get us to come over and buy their land. They don't want to be farmers anymore. You know what I mean? They're just, hey, they hadn't seen anybody in 3 weeks. I drive by waving. Maybe something like that could work. And then, you really could use that at a 5-year-old girl's birthday party, and that's something you'll never hear at a 5-year-old girl's birthday party. Who invited the guy drinking a jar of scotch? You know what I mean? Like, what's he doing there? A jar full of scotch at a 5-year-old girl's birthday party. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, I thought it was very, very funny and entertaining. So I want to come and see a live show. That's what I want to do.
Well, I'm going to be traveling down south. I'm going to be traveling down south soon. So in a couple of weeks, I'll probably be coming down that way and trying to get some just open mic stuff because I didn't want to book in case.
What dates will you be down?
Well, I'm going to leave on the 13th. I'm probably going to down see my dad's in Everett, so I'm going to stop and see my dad for a bit. Maybe stop and see some shows or do some stuff, see some people. So I'll definitely message you and see if you want to hook up. And
please, because I have
in Seattle. So
I got to go to Texas on the 17th through 19th for some shows, and then I got shows in Florida the next weekend. But during the week and stuff, if you're around, I'd love to come see you. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I'm going down to Phoenix, and after that, we're going to go through to what's it called? We're going through Texas. We're going to check out Texas, my wife and I. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, good.
So, yeah. Anyways, we'll go cross paths one of these days. Yeah. But I appreciate all the input, everybody. That was a lot. So another round of applause for me, I think. Another round of applause for me for goofiness. And I like to give a lot of high energy, fun stuff. That's what I like to do. So I appreciate all this. So, okay. There's some good spots there. That chariot thing, I think I'm going to put in there somehow because I just got to figure out how to say chariot because I'm a horrible at accents. And I think it's more funny that way when you're really bad at it. So
I believe there's an app. There's an app somewhere online where you can put in words and it'll say it in the accent you want. I'm not even joking.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I got to check that out.
I believe so. Yeah.
Wow. I feel it's more of a Maine accent than a Boston accent, but I can't really figure it out. I think it sounds more Maine-ish, but I've never been to either. So
Nobody cares. It sounds good enough.
Thank you, guys. Okay, so listen. Oh, here we got some things for me here. We got some stuff from Jim. a sideways figure 8 is also the sign of infinity. That's called a Mobius strip, which is a German mathematical world for Anna. That's too complicated for me, Jim. I want it to be funny. He just says good set, Keller. So we'll go with that. But I appreciate it, Jim. Always appreciate you. Okay, so this next comedian is all the way from Seattle. She entertains frat boys for a living. Please put your hands together for Valerie, everybody. Yeah!
Oh God, I do not.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm Valerie Benty. I know that sounds really close to venti. It does make sense though, because I like coffee and I'm taller than tall. Benty is actually short for Bentivania, which is a long name that gets misspelled and mispronounced often. And I can't blame anyone, but it's like one of those names that once I say it, I automatically want to start spelling it just because I know that's what they're going to ask next. Bentivania is a Sicilian name. It means good fortune to you. The funniest misspelling I've ever seen of it was Bentivagina, which I can't be mad at. I mean, I guess it means good pussy to you, and I wish that on anyone. Fun fact, some people have to pee when they get turned on. And I know that because I'm one of them, which is like really confusing because when I have to pee, I'm then just like, wait, am I stressed or am I turned on? Which of the two is it? Like this one time I had a job interview and I had to pee, which you would think was because I was stressed. But what you don't know is when I walked into the job interview place, there was a black leather couch right there, ready. Or like, imagine I'm standing on the stage. Right now I'm like, kind of have to pee. It's like stage fright, I guess. But then I like remember that people say when you have stage fright, you're supposed to picture your audience naked. So I don't know. That anyway, needs some work. But that having to pee thing when turned on, it's really, really annoying because obviously it happens when I'm like about to have sex. My partner's really nice about it. He actually said it's like not my fault because he read some research that like people, particularly people with vaginas, that even if they've just peed and they get turned on, their bladder fills right back up, and that's basically what squirting is. And I was like, cool, let me go pee first. But where did you read this? I need to go fact check it. So I went and like decided to read it for myself, what this was about. And so he like read it on the BBC News website. So the easiest way to look for it was to Google BBC squirting. Yeah. Okay, what else can I do? I guess, I don't know. I grew up like, I had my formative years in the 2000s, which is about that time when your Hotmail address was most definitely embarrassing. Mine was xxxvaleriexxx@hotmail.com, and had that way too long. Another thing that definitely happened in the 2000s was like all the bad rom-com movies where the male protagonist would meet the girl of their dreams. That was just like super fun and quirky, but had no other character traits. So I am going to sing because I want to practice timing on this song. So I'm going to sing about Manic Pixie Dream Girls. Hey. My awkwardness is adorable. My eccentricity is cute. I play a quirky instrument like a ukulele or a lute. I will teach you how to love indie rock. If you still don't think I'm quirky, take a look at my socks, which would be unmatching, which I do anyway, but like it works for the song and I do shows anyway. Anyway, I don't understand why everyone loves kale. You can recognize me by my bushy orange tail. What? I am nothing more than a seed. I'm a manic pixie dream. What are the chords here? Squirrel? Wait, what? Okay. I ironically have a nut allergy. When a dog barks too loud, I run straight up a tree. When winter's close, I will bury all my food, I guess. I'm kind of furry, so I'm never really nude. Oh, jeez. I don't understand why everyone loves kale. You can recognize me by my bushy turquoise tail. I am nothing more than a sea. I'm a manic pixie dream. Squirrel. And then I would have a kazoo solo, but then I forget my kazoo because I don't know where it is anymore. And then I'd sing the thing again. That's all I have.
Yeah. Very funny. Okay. How about I start first? I like this. It was funny. When you said your name, how did you say your name? Benizzi? I didn't hear it.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. It sounds like you attract vampire hunters. That's what I wanted to say. Or, the Van Helsings or something towards that way you can put in there. I think it's a funny little way to descriptive, although it's a I like the BBC. I think I was the only one laughing at it because I know what it meant. So it cracked me up.
Second.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to say it on a screen.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to say it out loud.
If anybody doesn't know it, I won't say all the words, but it's big black squirting. That's what C. You can figure out what the C is, but that's what it meant. So when she looked it up, she definitely did not find a news article on it. She found something much different. So Jerry's giving the wow feeling. Anyways, it made me laugh. So I think you did a good job, Valerie. I enjoyed it. So I think the song was a tad longer than it should be. I think you can cut that shorter, especially if it's on stage. I think that you need I would say you need shorter songs. That's just my own opinion because I have ADD and I don't pay attention very long. So I think I'd expect everybody to be kind of like that. But yeah, no, the song was great though. In a musical kind of setting too, it's better that way, right? So good job. So
Thanks.
Yeah. What do you think, Brooke?
I loved it. One of the things I love the whole bit about your name and how the spelling of it. And I think that would be a great thing to continue working on. Like you say it means good fortune, and then you can talk about but it clearly didn't bring me fortune when it comes to my love life, and then talk about that. Or there's so many different ways that can go about good fortune or bad fortune in your life. And then, you're more relatable because you're talking about, how you're fortunate or unfortunate in certain ways. You could say, I wish I had a pee fetish. That would make my life a lot easier. And then you can go into fetishes and stuff like that. And also in the song, you kind of stopped. I don't know if that's part of your bit, but I would actually stop and say, wait, you see, they're not matching. Get it? See it? And I think you should actually do that and not sing it. Just be like, hey, look, they're all matching. That's what I mean. And then, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I loved it.
Awesome. Thank you. Jerry, what'd you think of Valerie?
I thought the song was fantastic. I could listen to stuff like that all day long. My wife is also a comedian, and she writes and does her own songs, and she does parodies. And so that to me takes any show from just a talking head to entertainment. It's just for an audience to see that. It's just, they will love that. I mean, obviously you've done it before, so you know that they love it. So I was immediately drawn in. Anything musical, I just get a big kick out of. One time at the Improv, Zach Galifianakis came up to the Improv, and he sat down at the piano, and he did his jokes while playing piano underneath. And it was the first time that I'd seen anything like that, and it was just amazing. I love the fact that you can bring music to it. As far as the rest of it goes, it always, for me, it was it's like too personal. I felt it's not for me, you know what I mean? But I really think that the premises were really solid. You know what I mean? It was enough comedy there for me to go, I may not want to tag it, but I really liked how you made them so specific that you may not have felt like you liked your punchlines, but I feel like those are all strong directions, and you're definitely going forward with that. It's going to all be great stuff, I think. But in my humble opinion, so it was really entertaining. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to seeing you around. That's a whole nother story, but I'll look for you on one of these open mics or these shows, and I'll come watch you definitely because you're local. I'll come see that.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Here's Jim giving you the round of applause, Valerie. Okay. Here is good set, Valerie. Here's Jim saying, since my last name is Music, I can recuse myself from commenting on musical comedy. He's saying he can get out. Here's one that's good, actually, from Grow Canvas Grow from Twitch, actually. You can have socks with raindrops water as a visual Easter egg joke, too. Anyways, great set he's telling you. So That's awesome. Yeah. So round of applause for Valerie, everybody. That's a really good job. Yeah. Okay, so I usually go around the circle because, but Jerry, since you were over in Brooks' spot, I'm going to use that. So let me give you an intro because I have to do it for Dan Brenner. I'm sorry. This next comedian is well liked around the older community. Actually,
Yes,
he's known.
yes.
He's known around the world.
They
You know.
love me.
Yeah, he's enjoyed by people that like saltine crackers. I'm telling you.
Yes,
These people,
they
yeah,
do.
so
They do.
please put your heads together for the very talented Jerry Miner, everybody. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First thing I want to talk about is I noticed that while watching TV recently, that the data collected by the advertisers has really started to show in the ads that I'm seeing, as I watch TV. Because when I was younger, the commercials directed at me were like beer, meat, trucks, bros, beer. And then, I got a little older. It was light beer, fish, hybrids, family, insurance, light beer. And now it's all like sleep aids, night masks, mattresses, compression socks, life insurance, ibuprofen, root beer. So I think that they're kind of onto me that I'm getting a little bit older. Okay, so I like advertising. I think advertising is fantastic. I probably have about an hour of ideas about advertising, but here's one that really makes me laugh. It's perfume commercials. Perfume commercials are the most insane things on the airwaves because they don't make any sense. It's always like a celebrity, Keira Knightley, and then she's in a hotel room, and then she's at the bullfights, and then she says something in French, and it's Chanel, and that's the whole ad. Every single company should advertise this way. Just a bunch of stuff that doesn't make any sense, and then the product. So, like, here's an ad, like it's raining, and then grandma with a skillet, and then there's a cow, and then something in French, discount tires. It could be any random things together. I think would be great for advertising. Okay, so I went to the big thing about phones now. The phones are always advertising how great the cameras are. Every new phone, the camera is so much better, so much detail that it's like the greatest phone. Everything now has to be a PowerPoint presentation, right? It just can't be. You can't tell someone a story. If you don't whip out photos and videos, they're going to feel like you're just shortchanging them. But I thought, this stuff is so good. It's like people like, well, my life is not going so well, and I kind of lost my job, and my car's broke down, and my apartment's kind of crummy. But man, I got some great shots of my miserable life. You should see these photos. These are the best photos that I could possibly have for my crappy life. Okay, so I took my kids to the zoo, and the zoo is a little pretentious, okay, because out in front of every cage they have a sign. They always tell the name of the animal. Then they give it the Latin name, right? So it's like, a snow leopard, and then it's a Panthera pardus. Like, hey, nobody speaks Latin, okay? Latinos don't speak Latin, which is, come on, right? So, but, I try to get into the spirit of it. I always brush up on my Latin when I'm going to the zoo because it's like going to another country. They appreciate that you've made the effort. You know what I mean? So, like, I like to stop the zoo employees if I'm looking for the snack bar. Brutus, ubi in Porto Paris, and they just look at me, and I'm like, come on, I think that's why it took so long to get help when that kid fell into the gorilla cage because no one could understand the zoo guy. He's like, Poer chichida and cavium gorilla. People, what is he? Poer chichida cavium gorilla. Nobody knew. So that's because he spoke Latin. That is the joke. And then I saw where a kid at Disney World got eaten by an alligator, right? It's like, and it was just horrible. Everyone feels bad about this, and there's no reason to point fingers. And everybody was pointing fingers. They're like, it's the parents' fault. It's Disney's fault. That gator had priors. They're trying to find a reason to blame somebody. And most people want to blame the parents, but But what's funny is they always want to qualify it by saying this, as a parent myself. Like that gives you the liberty to say anything about kids. If you say, well, as a parent myself, and then you give your stupid half-baked opinion about the whole idea, right? Yeah, look, Kanye West is a parent. Courtney Love is a parent. Ben Affleck is a parent. Okay, come on. These are not people you're going to hold up to society as stalwarts of parenting. You know what I mean? As a rule, it's best to keep kids away from gators. How's that? Let's just go with that. That's a pretty simple rule. But you know there's going to be a settlement, right? I'm sure there was a closed-door meeting. I can picture Mickey pacing back and forth around this big, long table. Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. A gator. Walt would have never let this happen. He would have never let this happen. Not on Walt's watch. No way. We need to make this right. Maybe we could offer him some free passes, or maybe we can give him Goofy. And then, Goofy's like, well, hey, Mick, wait a minute. I'm sorry, Goof, but as a parent myself, I got to stick around here. All right, so that's a long bit to have Mickey talking, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
That is a performance joke, not a funny joke.
I will say, though, wait, can I?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say, though, what would have had me dying is if Mickey was like, well, fuck. What the fuck are we going to do, Goofy? We're fucked. And, they just start, both of them are talking in ways you would never picture Disney characters to talk.
No, I agree. That's really good.
And I would have been cracking up if, I thought it was funny. I did. But to have cursing a lot, really stressed out, like, oh, Minnie's gonna kill me. We're already not having sex, or like whatever. To make it funny. Yeah, I think that's great. And just the zoo thing in general was clever. When you're talking about commercials, I thought it might also be really, when you're naming random things, throwing in something like your mom or like my therapist or something like that. And the one other thing would be, you said 3 different things, and the first 2 times you went, what were you listing? Oh, the commercials, and now they're geared more towards older people or whatever that you're watching.
Yeah.
And the first few times, I love the fact that your voice was different, like da 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 da. And there was a little bit of a contrast the last time; it wasn't as strong. I think you could emphasize that a little bit more by making it even more, your voice even more of a contrast from how you started, like very soft and like you're talking.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I thought it was great. Really strong. So
thanks.
Great job.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was really good.
Feedback. Appreciate that.
Yeah, wow, that just stole all my thunder. I was about to say everything she said, actually, everything there. Yeah, I loved your energy in the whole thing too, Jared. It was good. Like that's something that you see a pro with a lot more experience. You're able to keep that up continuously. It's really entertaining. So, yeah, every time I do your thing, I'm starting to write things down so I can make a joke about it. Because I write down a note, like advertising data. Then all of a sudden you're gone on somewhere else. I'm like, shit, perfume ad, descriptions. And the only thing I wrote down was, oh yeah, maybe they can zoom in on a goldfish table and a tree for it. And then it's like, oh, that's about Jerry, not me. So. And then I was like, I wrote down the Latin joke. I was like, oh, I like that Latin joke. That was great. And I'm gonna put Jim's up here because I wrote down the same thing that the gator had priors was a really funny joke. I like that thing.
Oh,
I didn't know how you're gonna take that because I'd seen it a couple different ways, and I know Stanhope took it a totally different way. So I was like, okay, how's he gonna take it? And I really liked how you took it. Started describing about the as a parent myself, like you're right. It's I never noticed that before. It's actually pretty cool to bring that attention. So I think I'll get a lot of laughs with not much more work. I think it's almost there entirely the way it is, but it was really good. So I enjoyed it. So
I'm doing a family show coming up in Texas where it's for all ages, and so I'm trying to figure out how I can talk about some things. Obviously I can't drop F-bombs for the family show, but I think Mickey will get their attention and other things,
Yeah, you could be like, oh darn it, Minnie's gonna.
Or just get angry. Just walk back and forth, angry. Sure.
Yeah.
My kids actually like this as an opening. I said, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen." And there's kids here today because nothing makes a comedy show funnier than kids and sarcasm.
Yeah.
I like that.
I had an all-age show one time when I didn't know it was an all-age show, and all of a sudden there's like kids everywhere and like it's a big event. And I was like, oh, what am I going to do? Because all my jokes are like swear words, right? Because I'm a year and a bit in at this point, so I don't have like the goofy material. I'm still figuring myself out. So I asked the audience, okay, I may slip up and say some bad words. Give me a word I can use for the swear word. I ended up getting the word popsicle. Someone yelled out, so I just used popsicle to replace all my swear words all the way through, and it was like a 20-minute set of saying popsicle. Yeah, the kids were getting it, so they laughed. Yeah, it was pretty funny. So yeah, those
good for you.
Those shows are pretty funny to do stuff like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, great job. So,
anyways, thanks.
Yeah, Valerie, what do you think? Muted.
Yeah, there's like even a little pop-up that came. I had so little to add, I just kept myself muted to do that. I really love the effort of like translating stuff into Latin. I also wrote down, once you like give your advice as a parent myself, but then you actually did that, but as Mickey, which was a lot funnier. So nothing to really add there. I don't know if you did like when you were going through the commercials, the end one, because I guess when you're older, it's all like pharma commercials. You can side effects include and just like ramble off a thing, because that's a different way of making the contrast. It's like talking really, really fast, because that's how the end of those commercials go, because they have to fit it all into 30 seconds for delicious. So that's all
you
I
should
wrote
do those
down.
ads.
I already worked too closely to pharma. I don't want to.
Valerie made me think of this too. It'd be funny when you do the Mickey Mouse stuff that you actually gave the gator a Mickey, like a cartoon name, and just made it into like a character. I just think it'd be funny to have.
That's good. See, that's good.
Yeah.
So now, like,
he's like, all right, we have some old footage lying around. We can make a cartoon of this thing. There's got to be something we can do with it.
What if Mickey could talk to the gator, be like, let's see his side, and the gator's like, you guys give me shit food. Like,
or it'd be funny too to do that. He's Mickey's actually the PR guy trying to smooth it over for the gator. So he's like, hey, he has a family too. He's a parent also, and the gator's like, wow, I don't know. You can go with it, create a voice. I think it's funny somehow.
But I always say that the one thing you'll never hear. Here's something you'll never hear at a Disney creative meeting. Hey, why didn't we think of that? Because they think of everything. Nothing gets by these guys. So if they could figure out a way to create a plush gator toy based off of this, they would sell that toy, and they would spin it in a way that we would like, oh, I got to get my kid the gator. The gator, I hate the kid. I got to get one for my kid. We would totally buy into it because we're so stupid. But Disney, man, they're geniuses over there. They are so smart.
Yeah. Like maybe the crocodile was actually just trying to eat its hand, just like on Captain Hook. Actually, I don't know if remembers that. That's a Peter Pan joke.
Oh, that's a good idea though. Thanks. I'm gonna work on the gator angle. Definitely.
Yeah. I think it's pretty funny. So, yeah, cool. Well, I think we should all give him. Oh, Jim's got some stuff for you here.
All right, Jim, hit me.
Yeah, I got some commercials about funeral expense insurance.
Yeah.
That one already. Great Mickey Mouse, Jerry, he says. And he also says great set. So that's pretty good. So you're keeping up with it. Being the supporter
thanks,
you
Jim.
should be.
I appreciate that. I'm performing for my peers. I like to make the other comics laugh. That's what gives me joy.
Yeah. Awesome.
Treat it like the room's got 300 people. If you can do that, then your timing works,
Yeah, exactly. I still have yet to learn that, but I will someday. So anyways, a round of applause for Jerry, everybody. That was a good job. Way to go, I think. Okay, so this next comedian is absolutely fabulous. She's toured the world, opened for the Beatles quite a few times. Please put your hands together for Brooklyn, everybody. Yeah!
Thank you. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Great.
I don't really care, but I do appreciate the participation. I really just don't have the time or energy to care about anyone else. It's called self-care, right? Or as I like to call it, surviving. My favorite forms of self-care lately have been eating, sleeping, and drugs. No one warned me that trying to survive was a full-time job. When I would go up to my dad with a problem, he would say, like, what's the worst that can happen? You die, and this won't kill ya. I don't know why I made him sound like a creepy director of a porno, but anyways, I'm like, dying is the worst of my problems? Because that sounds like literally the solution to all of them. Like,
Yeah.
what's worse than dying? I don't know. Opening up my Tinder messages, getting my period, having to pay for anything, or like your leg falling asleep. You ever stand up with pins and needles in your leg? For like the next 30 seconds of your regrettable life, you're walking around like you just got fucked in the ass by a guy from Wakanda. It sucks. I was talking with my friend about life and how really it's all about letting go of expectations and enjoying the journey, right? And she said, you just gotta go along for the ride. Wee! That's what she did. That's what she said. Wee! What ride is she on? Because I bought a different ticket, right? Like, she'd be on that magical crystal merry-go-round. Wee! I'm over here on the drop of doom. Ah! It's just like such different ride. Oh my God. All the dogs that I'm sitting right now just freaked out. I'm so sorry, you guys. No, my life is great. My life is great though, because of food. I'm kidding. It's because of the drugs. But my life has been full of comedy shows and going on a lot of dates. I didn't say there were good dates, but at least I survived them. I started talking to a 21-year-old on a dating app. I like baby faces that I can call daddy. I know, it's fucked up. But we really hit it off. We planned a Trader Joe's picnic, and he sounded stoked. He was so excited to meet up. Then the day before our date, he says, I've done some thinking, and I think I want to date more in my age demographic. 9 years is a big leap, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. I never thought I would have an identity crisis from what some random daddy baby said. But I did. I'm like, who am I? Fucking Gertrude? Bertha? I don't know. Like, should I eat some prunes and buy a china cabinet now? Started to get really insecure. My biggest insecurity, though, is not about how old I look. It's if someone said to me, what do you want to change the most about yourself? I would say my hair. And don't let these Jew curls fool you. It looks like I have hair, but it is so thin that when I walk out of the shower, I look like Gollum from Lord of the Rings that had like one too many cookies and far too many drinks. It's not cute. And like the idea of my hair being pulled during sex, in theory, sounds great. But in reality, I'm just going to be thinking, my precious. It's not going to be a good time. That's all I have.
Yeah, Brooklyn, everybody. Just for some to keep to the historical sort of thing, I think instead of that Gollum joke with the cookies, too many cookies, you said too much of that lambda bread. That's how to use as the Gollum coming out of the shower. That's the elf bread they had. That's the,
see, I've never watched the movie. I just know Gollum exists.
Okay.
I just know he has two pieces of hair, so I used it.
Yeah. Well, here's
wait,
the
what is the? Oh, the dog is making noise. What is it called? The bread?
I have to re-look it up, but it starts with an L.
Okay, I can look it up. I'll just make a note of.
I think it's lamba bread. I think it is, or something. But yeah, it's you know, I'm gonna look it up after I'm done talking. Yeah, no, I like that. I like some of your stuff there. It was pretty funny. I liked your yeah, I like the joke you talked about your dad there. That was pretty funny. And you said that I don't know what you said about your dad, but I did think it instead I go, I don't know why I made my dad sound like my mom for some
Or
reason,
like,
but that's what you sound like a mom to me when you made that your dad impersonation.
oh,
So it sounded very feminine for your dad. So I was like, oh, I sound more like your mom. So
that's
which
funny.
which
That's
would
what I
make
thought,
sense
yeah.
because he doesn't actually, she does all the talking for him, or she wears the pants or something towards that. That's the way I would go. But yeah, no, I think it was pretty good. Brooke, way to go. So,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, awesome. Valerie, what do you? As I looked that up, what? How did you think? I'm gonna look up the bread right now because I need to know.
I don't know, to add to the sounding like your mom, she's the one with the mustache. I don't know if your mom has a mustache. I'm sorry if she doesn't, or if she does. Either way, I really liked your timing and like the pacing. It was really great to hear. What did I write down? I said ride premise. I don't know what that was about. I think for the hair one, you can say something about like, oh, that you wish that you looked like the girl from The Ring instead, coming out of the shower because she was like
Yeah.
ton of hair and begging to be pulled. And I don't know if like when you were talking about feeling self-conscious about your age, like there's, I don't know, if you have a cat, like you don't have enough cats yet. It's another like old lady thing they think of. That's all I wrote down. Yeah.
So just for the jury, it's a lembas bread, Lembas. Just a lembas
Nice.
bread is what the.
You would get some geeks laughing on that. So
Wait.
Only true. That's the problem with Lord of the Rings. When you talk about Lord of the Rings, the people that get it are the ones that are really sticklers on what happens in the movie. We're horrible people. I want to say that. So, but it was funny. So, but yeah. Jerry, what'd you think?
I thought that the friend who said I think it was I can't write this out, letting go of expectations and enjoy the ride, and then your response was, well, what ride is she on? That made me think, and when I think, I just tune stuff out. But the idea of, so whatever you were saying after that, I was only thinking about that, and the idea was, she's on. I think you said she's on the great, and I'm paraphrasing. She's on the great ferry ride or the great ride, whatever that ride is. And we all want to be on that ride. And I was in that line for that ride. And I'm walking towards that ride to get on that line. And just when it was my turn to get on that ride, the guy put the thing in front. He goes, no, you want to go over here. I'm like, over there? And I looked, and it was like a wolf down there, and there was howling. And, I don't want to go that way. So this ride's full. Sorry. You got to go to that ride. That's your ride.
Oh, I like that.
The other one,
That's down a dark alley.
and then
like the horror house.
Yeah, just like right.
There's a willow tree there with no leaves.
So anyway, something about that. Can't really enjoy that ride. It's it's hard to enjoy a ride when you got to get a taser to bring with you on the ride. It's hard to enjoy that.
Oh, I thought of an idea.
It's hard to enjoy a ride. What?
Sorry, I was like, I could say something like, I was on that line, but then someone said that I had to pay $20 and the other one was free. And like, I had to do it. And like, and then it was, I don't know.
Or I was in that line. Yeah. I was in that line. I could see, and someone came, hey, you want to wait in this line? There's no one in this line. Why don't you go in this line?
Yeah, I think saying that it was like,
I went to the other line.
Yeah.
I went to the other line. I didn't know. Nothing makes you feel older than a 21-year-old, but I couldn't write the joke. So that's nothing makes than a 21-year-old who's got life, giving you some sort of life. What's the word I'm looking for here? He's got standards now. I want to date in my own area. He's got life standards now. That makes a person feel older. Okay, all right. Well, listen. I appreciate that you don't want to date me anymore, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not driving you home. You got to take the bus, okay? That's the deal, okay? If you don't want to go out with me, then you got to take a bus home, all right? I'm not even going to pay for an Uber. You got to go. Sorry, but I don't know. I was stuck on the one, so that's really where I focused around the ride. But it was great. Good job.
I like that. Hold on. Let me take notes. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Here's
You're
Jim
welcome.
Jim coming in. He's saying good set, Brooke. Here's him clapping for you. So he's got one more down here. Good set, he says again too. Yeah. There's another one's too long for me to read because my eyes are blurred. So thank you. Another round of applause for Brooklyn, everybody. Way to go. That was a good job. So how many times have you done the workshop, Brooke? Is this your first
3.
time? 3 times? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Maybe
hope to
4.
see you some more.
Oh, wait. No. 4 or 5, actually.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. I haven't got a chance to see you before, so I'm glad to do that. So,
Yeah.
anyways, people out there watching us, thank you for sticking around. We really appreciate it. This has been the workshop. We have a Facebook group if you want to be on it. It's just a sign up. There's a sign up list. It's a little bit confusing. We're working out some kinks. That's what we're doing, but we're having a lot of fun with it still. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Valerie, where can we see you? Where can we find you? Like social media, anything you're doing the next little while?
Social media is
Are you
at
panhandling
Valerie.
or anything like that? Or so
Playing ukulele on the street to make some money. It's at Valerie_Fenty on Twitter and Instagram. I run a monthly geeky open mic every first Saturday of the month in Seattle. And I have a show coming up called Men Aren't Funny that I'll be in Thursday the 16th, I think, at the Rendezvous. So if you're interested, follow my socials and I'll post about it there.
Awesome. If there's a show called Men Aren't Funny, they should really just be hitting up the local Vancouver scene of open mic. That's what they should. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. Wow. Yeah. No. Awesome. Yeah, I know. Where's Brooke? Where can we find you over the next little while?
So, well, right here is my Instagram. And I will post on Instagram on my stories what I'll be up to. For the next 3 weeks, though, I'm going to be practicing to them. And
nice.
I'm dog sitting for a while in like kind of the boondocks. So I'm going to try to hit up some open mics, but I'm not really doing any shows until these guys have their parents back. So yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome. Yeah, cool. Thank you. Jerry, where can you find you? So Texas, you said Florida. Got anything else going on?
Yeah, I'm doing something in maybe there's a show in Ballard, Washington on a Monday, and the guy says that you can come and do like if you want to work out 45 minutes of your stuff. So they have a bunch of other acts on there, but I might be doing that coming up. I think but it's not anytime soon, but in the near future, I'll be in San Antonio, Texas, and then a city in Florida, which I can't remember what the name is right now. But in Florida, definitely. and then back home. Oh, and then New Mexico as well. So starting about half the shows are getting canceled and half of them are booking. So it's strange, very strange.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Well, my name is Keller Reeves, as you see on the little blue dot underneath my face. You can catch me on social media if you want to. I kind of periodically write things down. I go on their stone and write things down, and then nobody likes it. So that's usually the way it works for me on Twitter. No friends, everything else. But I am doing 2 shows this Friday and Saturday, so I got a big show coming up. I got some little things going on. I'm having a lot of fun. The workshop every Monday night, and you guys can join us anytime. So thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Brooklyn. Thank you, Jerry, for making this a fantastic show. I think we should give everybody a round of applause right away, and then wave goodbye as we end broadcast, everybody. Bye.